I think this is the most powerful our Guardians and builds within Destiny 2 have ever been, and I'm all for it. I'm just going to name off a few things that this build provides to you and your team, and just let them sink in for a second, because it's truly insane. Also, this is all -40 content, so the enemies all have skulls, and this was the result of the run I had. GG's teammates. So we have infinite heavy ammo for powerful rocket launcher volleys, infinite class ability that reloads our rocket and heals us on every dodge, infinite Threaded Specter Clones to provide crowd control for the whole fire team when we do dodge. Also, our dodge slows enemies as well. Every rocket launcher shot provides bolt charge to you and your entire fire team. They then can just deal damage and max out their stacks of bolt charge, so it's like a normal part of their gameplay now. But you're probably going to max out their bolt charge for them. It only takes 2 shots of our rocket launcher. We have an infinite 30% arc weapon damage bonus for that rocket launcher as well. We also have the Frost Armor ×5 buff and the Amplified buff to give that great damage reduction and make you harder to hit. That's even if you get shot at thanks to how many clones you're leaving out on the battlefield. Now before we jump into the details, we have a quick sponsor today. Speaking of great weapons, this video is sponsored by StallCraft X. StallCraft X is a hardcore PvPvE extraction shooter, which is set in a large open world, and you know what that means, right? Every mission you embark on is exciting and fresh, all while still bringing you that sense of risk, because you never know what might happen, and that's because it's a vast exclusion zone map with different quests, random events, and real stalker players. StallCraft X has deep weapon customization, and you guys know how much I love customizing anything in games. With dozens of upgrades available, including sights, handguards, grips, and muzzles, from a silent scout to an assault trooper with a heavy shotgun or machine gun. There's also session modes, which are deathmatch and gun game that let you warm up with 5 to 10 minutes of pure PvP. Then there is the tactical endgame. There is wild zones, which are the most dangerous areas of the zone with the best rewards, clan wars, which are tournament-style battles for strategic points that demand tight teamwork, and then we also have operations coming soon, 3-player co-op raids with bosses and unique weapon mods. So make sure you guys click the link below at the top of the description to get StallCraft X. Then make sure to enter my code SM25Plunder to grab exclusive rewards from my channel. And thank you so much to StallCraft X for sponsoring today's video. So this entire build revolves around infinite heavy ammo in this rocket launcher and how it can just provide us with a ton of different things if we build out the build correctly. So obviously Wardcliff Coil is the weapon I'm using. It's actually gotten a couple buffs over its lifetime. It provides bolt charge to you and your teammates, so that's a nice added extra bonus damage, and it can just clear hordes of enemies for you. Now I paired that with 160 weapon stat, and what this does for us is it gives us a chance for a heavy ammo brick to drop and give us +3 to that ammo. And the reason this works so well is because Wardcliff Coil can get a ton of multi-kills for us. Same thing with Gallahorn that I showed you guys in the last video, and maybe something like Dragon's Breath could work as well. If the weapon is not getting a lot of multi-kills in one shot, it will not work this well. So basically one shot of Wardcliff Coil in a group of enemies can easily net you half a bar of your heavy ammo meter or more. And then when you pick up a brick, we're getting +3. So that's how you keep that infinite ammo going. And then with this Wardcliff Coil, we're gonna pair the Mask of Bacchus. I've already done 2 builds this season with this exotic. I think it is a top 3 exotic in the game now for hunters. It is so good on Prismatic because of those clones. This just gives us a 30% damage buff to our arc weapon that we're using, but what it also does is allows us to get our dodge back after killing 2 enemies. Well, you're easily killing 2 enemies with 1 shot of your Wardcliff, so you have an infinite dodge. Now let's look at the subclass because there's some important things here. Silence and Squall is our super. That's going to provide you frost armor. I did like to take a marksman dodge with this build. Every time I dodged, which is after every shot basically, it would reload my weapon for me. I took Withering Blade to help build that darkness meter, and then you do want to take Arc Bolt Grenade. This allows you to become amplified when you get a multi-kill with that Wardcliff Coil, which you're always doing. For the 2 aspects, we'll take Winter Shroud and Threaded Specter. Both play into that dodge. It allows our dodge to slow enemies, and then Threaded Specter leaves the clone behind when you dodge. Both are just quality of life to the overall build since you're dodging so often, and you're just going to leave clones everywhere to take aggro off of you and your fire team. We'll take Facet of Protection as a fragment, just more damage reduction because we're always near enemies. Facet of Purpose to give us that frost armor when we pick up Orbs of Power, which every time we dodge, we're just picking those up automatically. We'll take Facet of Ruin. It increases the size and damage of the burst when you shatter a stasis crystal or frozen targets, and increases Solar Ignition's area of effect. We also get a +10 weapons from this one. This just helps our Withering Blade, it helps our Super, and it helps our Transcendence Grenade. I took Facet of Dominance as well. It allows that Arc Bolt to jolt targets. Having the jolt debuff on a high health target just is added damage. And then I took Facet of Defiance for a +10 to my class ability because I did want to hit 70 class ability. So let's talk about our stats really quickly. I mentioned we want to hit 160 weapons. If you're a little bit lower, that's perfectly fine. It's just the higher you push this, the better it would be. You want to hit at least 70 class ability. This means you will get your dodge back on 2 kills with Mask of Bakris. If you're below 70, I think it takes 3 kills. So at least hit 70 there. Then I had about 60 grenade stat and 60 super stat in the gameplay. And we're gonna bump both of those up as well. But if I had to sacrifice a stat, if I can only get weapons and class higher, then I would sacrifice grenade. Try to keep your super up a bit because you're just gonna be getting silence and squall back very fast. And it helps out in all types of content. Now let's look at these mods because they're really important as well. On the helmet and Arc Siphon, obviously, Wardcliff is just going to make so many orbs of power for you. We'll take a heavy ammo finder. This just plays into getting that ammo regen even more. And we'll take a super font. It pushed my super up above 80 and just allows me to get that super back much quicker. On my gauntlets, I took a grenade font. Push the grenade up another 20 stats, right? I took an impact induction, causing damage with a powered melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. And then I also took an arc loader just in case I had to reload Wardcliff. It does have a slow reload, which is why I did use Marksman's Dodge in all the gameplay. On our chest, we'll take an arc ammo generation. This just paired with heavy ammo finder helps us spawn more ammo. Also on the chest, you'll take 2 resistance mods. So just match whatever activity you're doing. And harder content, sniper damage resistance is really nice. On the boots, we'll take an Arc Scavenger. This allows us to get +3 on those ammo bricks that we spawn. We'll take a Recuperation, just an extra 15 health every time we scoop up an Orb of Power. And a Weapons Font to give us +20 to our weapon stat. So that bumped me up to 180 weapon stat in the gameplay. For the class item, we'll take Time Dilation to make those armor charges last 15 seconds. A Reaper mod, so every 10 seconds when you dodge, you'll spawn an extra Orb of Power. You're activating this all the time because we're dodging so often. And then a Powerful Attraction to automatically collect those Orbs of Power when we activate our class ability. You don't need any artifact mods with the build, so if you guys want to add those in, you can. This build will function perfectly on its own without those. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. We built off the last video and took it over to the Hunter, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.